Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Let me ask you a question. How long are you going to let that weak version of yourself hold you back? How long are you going to make excuses, live in fear, and play small? You are here right now, standing at a crossroads between where you've been and where you're capable of going. But the truth is, the only thing that's been stopping you is that weak version of yourself. You know the version I'm talking about, the one that's scared to take risks, the one that gives up when things get tough, the one that accepts mediocrity as good enough. You've been carrying that version around for too long, and if you want to get to the next level in your life, if you want to be the person you were meant to be, then it's time to kill that weak version of yourself. The first thing you need to understand is that growth starts with self-awareness. You've got to be honest with yourself about who you've been, what you've been doing, and what's been holding you back. Too many of us walk around acting like we don't know what's stopping us. We make excuses, we blame others, and we deny the truth. But let me tell you something, the person holding you back is you. It's the weak version of yourself. You see, that weak version loves to tell you stories. It says you can't do it, you're not good enough. People like you don't succeed. It plants these seeds of doubt in your mind and you let them grow. You've been listening to that weak version for too long, and it's kept you stuck. It's time to wake up, open your eyes, and see that you are the one who's been holding yourself back. Self-awareness is about understanding that you have the power to change. But you've got to admit that something needs to change. It's time to face your weaknesses head on. If you want to break free and step into your power, you've got to be brutally honest with yourself. No more lies, no more hiding. Look in the mirror and ask, who am I really? And what's been stopping me from living up to my potential? The weak version of yourself loves excuses. Oh, it does. It's got a whole arsenal of them. I'm too old. I don't have enough time. I don't have the right connections. It's always got an excuse for why you can't move forward. But here's the thing, excuses are the killers of dreams. They will destroy your potential faster than anything else. The more excuses you make, the more power you give to that weak version of yourself. Listen, we all have reasons why we haven't gotten to where we want to be. We've all faced challenges and we've all had setbacks. But let me tell you something, your excuses are just distractions. They're holding you back from stepping into your greatness. If you want to get to the next level, you've got to stop making excuses and start making moves. No one is coming to save you. There's no magic moment, no fairy godmother, no lucky break. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is your willingness to act and stop making excuses. I don't care what's happened in your past. I don't care what's going wrong right now. The weak version of yourself would keep telling you it's too hard. But the strong version of you says, I've got this. And you've got to start listening to that voice. Let's talk about fear. The weak version of yourself is driven by fear. Fear of failure. Fear of rejection. Fear of looking stupid. Fear of stepping into the unknown. Fear of trying something new. And guess what? Fear will keep you stuck forever if you let it. Fear is a natural part of life, but it doesn't have to control you. The problem is that most of us let fear be our boss. We let it dictate our actions, our decisions in our lives. Fear tells you to play it safe. Fear tells you that you're not ready. Fear tells you that you might fail, so you don't even try. But the truth is, fear is lying to you. Every time you feel fear, it's a signal that you're on the edge of growth. Fear isn't the enemy, it's a sign that you're about to do something big. The weak version of yourself is afraid of failure, but the strong version, it sees failure as a lesson. Failure isn't the end, it's just a part of the process. If you want to kill that weak version, you've got to get comfortable with fear. You've got to stop letting it control you. Every time you feel that fear rising up, that's the moment to push forward. You'll never know what you're capable of if you keep letting fear hold you back. So from this moment on, when fear shows up, you show up bigger. Show fear that you're not afraid to fail, because failing means you're moving towards success. Now let's talk about something that can make or break your success: consistency. The weak version of yourself loves to start things but never finishes. It loves the excitement of new ideas, but when the work starts to get hard, it fades away. How many times have you started a new diet, a new workout, or a new project, only to give up after a few days or weeks? Let me tell you something, consistency is the key to success. It's not about working hard for a week, a month, or even a year. It's about showing up every single day, no matter what. It's about making those small, consistent actions that compound over time and lead to massive results. If you want to kill that weak version of yourself, you've got to get serious about consistency. Success doesn't come from big, flashy moves. It comes from doing the right things over and over again. It's those small, everyday actions that lead to breakthroughs. You've got to commit to the process. There will be days when you don't feel like showing up. There will be days when you don't see the results immediately. But let me tell you something, the consistent effort is what separates the winners from the losers. The next thing you need to do is start believing in yourself. The weak version of you doubts yourself. It questions your abilities. It tells you you're not worthy, not good enough, and that you don't have what it takes. Well, I'm here to tell you that's all a lie. The weak version of you is trying to keep you stuck in a mindset of self-doubt, but the strong version of you knows the truth. You are more capable than you realize. You've got everything you need inside of you to succeed. The problem is you've been listening to that voice of self-doubt for far too long. If you want to kill that weak version of yourself, you've got to replace those doubts with beliefs. You've got to start telling yourself, I can do this, I am worthy, I am capable. Believe in yourself, because if you don't, no one else will. You've got to build your own confidence. You've got to speak life into your dreams and believe that you are meant for success. That weak version of yourself will try to convince you that you're not good enough, but the strong version of you knows that you're more than enough. How often do you find yourself speaking negatively about your abilities, your future, or your worth? How often do you look in the mirror and tell yourself you're not good enough? The weak version of yourself is fueled by negative self-talk, and it will keep you trapped in a cycle of self-sabotage. If you want to step into the person you were meant to be, you've got to change the way you speak to yourself. Start with simple things. Instead of saying, I can't, say I will. Instead of saying, I'm not ready, say, I'm prepared for this moment. You have the power to change your self-talk and shape your reality. Every time you speak negatively about yourself, you are feeding that weak version of yourself. Stop it. It's time to get serious about your self-worth. Stop letting negative thoughts define you. You have the power to control your thoughts and how you speak about yourself. And when you start changing your words, you'll start changing your life. If you want to kill that weak version of yourself, it's time to change your inner dialogue. Speak with confidence. Speak with power. Speak with the belief that you are destined for greatness. It's time to stop living in the shadow of your weak version. It's time to stop being held back by fear, excuses, and self-doubt. You've got greatness inside of you, but you've got to fight for it. Every day is a chance to make that change. You've got to make a decision right now that you will no longer allow the weak version of yourself to run your life. You are stronger than you think. You are more capable than you realize. But none of that matters if you don't take action. It's time to step up, take responsibility, and start showing the world who you really are. The best version of you is waiting, but the weak version, that version is gone. It's time to become the person you were meant to be.